Hi everyone, I am Akshay and welcome to my channel Gacha Gaming. So today is 30th of December, that is 2 days away from Mavuika's release, and as I assume most of you are saving for either Mavuika or Citlali. Well, in this video we will be talking about if you got lucky and got Mavuika, and after that you still have enough Primo gems left to do one more pull. So which thing you should go for? So should you go for Mavuika's C1? You should go for her signature weapon, that is R1. And one more thing, that if you should go for Citlali as a team member for Mavuika instead of a C1 or R1. Well, in this video, we will be comparing all of those three factors to let you decide which thing will suit you best depending upon your team and your rosters. Well, let's start by talking the basic benefits we will get from all these three things. Starting with her weapon provides a high base attack of 741, and it says that we will have a increased crit damage of 20% plus a 28% attack increase for most of the time for a DPS Mavuika. Also, when characters in a Night Soul state, the above effects are increased by nearly 75%. So that's the basic benefits we get from her signature weapon. Next is the benefits we get from C1 or her Constellation 1. It says that the Night Soul points are increased to 120, initially they will be 90, and she will gain Fighting Spirit with 25% more effectiveness. And also her attack will be increased by 40% after gaining Fighting Spirits. So now let's compare all the three things in terms of damage capabilities. So her C1 provides a 10% damage increase from her Constellation 0, plus it provides extra benefit that you will be able to use Mavuika in teams without having to rely on either Shilonen or either Citlali. I mean being bound by other characters for support and gaining her fighting spirit. Nextly, in her R1, well, if we compare her R1 to the second best weapon in the entire list of weapons, it is 10% better than the R5 Wolf Gravestone. Yes, her R1 weapon is better than R5 Wolf's Gravestone by a 10%. And if we compare her R1 with Wolf Gravestone's R1, that is nearly 22% damage increase. So if we talk about in terms of damage capabilities, R1 is significantly more better when compared to C1, as it also provides a high base attack, plus you also get an 11% crit rate increase, which when clubbed with 40% increased from Obsidian Codex, you nearly get 60% crit rate without having any extra crit rate from your artifacts. Well, that makes it easier to build Mavuika as well. Well, nextly is Citlali. Let's say you don't want to pull for her C1 or R1, so will Citlali provide any benefit, or is actually Citlali more beneficial to pull than instead pulling for her C1 or R1? Well, let's compare the benefits that Citlali provides. So starting with, Citlali provides a strong shields. Also, she's an Atlan character, which will help Mavuika gain fighting spirit more faster. Also, she provides an awesome off-field cryo application that is nearly have a 100% uptime. All you just need to do is get on the field with Citlali and do some attacks after using her elemental skill to gain a certain amount of fighting spirit, and then she will get into a state that will provide off-field cryo attack for a good amount of period. Also, she reduces enemies' hydro and pyro resistance by 20% for 12 seconds. So if we compare the next in class team that can be for Mavuika, that is if we use Shinkyu or Yelan, so we are comparing the two reactions, that is one melt and that is vaporize, and melt always have a higher ceiling, nearly about 30 to 40% in damage capabilities when compared to vaporize. Plus, if we include the 20% damage reduction of pyro resistance of enemies when doing melt with Citlali, Citlali provides a lot more value to pull instead of Mavuika C1 and R1, as she will help Mavuika in many ways, gaining fighting spirits faster, provide awesome off-field cryo for Mavuika to deal melt reaction constantly and better. Plus, she provides a strong shield, so Mavuika gets interruption resistance, plus she can easily fight bosses. So on my verdict, if you don't have Shilonen or Citlali, you should go for a C1 as it provides easier capabilities for Mavuika to gain fighting spirits. But if you had either Shilonen or either Kachina or someone who can help you get Mavuika's fighting spirit charged better, definitely go for her R1, which provides a better damage capability than C1. But if you really want to provide more synergy and more damage and get a stable team stability for Mavuika, Citlali is your best way to go. So that's my point on whether you should go for C1, R1 or for Citlali. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts regarding this and if you agree with me or not. Well, so until the next video and the next time, have a great time. And if you like what you saw, subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.